Getting the most productivity out of your growing season is a common goal of most gardeners, but just because the season changes doesn't mean you need to stop gardening. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 easy ways to extend the season and keep that gardening productivity going strong. Now, there are several ways to extend the growing season, and that pertains to coming out of winter into spring or out of summer into fall. You just want to get growing time on both ends of the summer. Now, the easiest way I know to do that is with a thick layer of straw or hay piled up over the foliage of root crops mostly. So that would be carrots and radishes and beets primarily, and it works great for that, and it will keep the plants viable all the way into winter time. So get a good supply of straw or hay and have it ready to go for that simple season extending technique. Now, another really simple one is to create a homemade cloche. Basically, it's a mini greenhouse, and you can do that with water or milk jugs. The translucent kind work best. And so all you're doing here is using this to trap some heat from the sun and from the soil to keep those tender plants that you just put into the ground buying a little extra time. This is particularly good on the beginning of the season, coming out of spring into summer, when you're just kind of cheating that last frost date. And so I'm doing that with these tomato seedlings. And these are still very young and very tender, but by applying this over the top of them, even if it gets cold, I want to keep that frost off and I want to buy a little extra heat. So I'm going to place these plants into a hole. We'll just start with one to give you a demonstration of how this works. So now, if I weren't cheating the system and trying to just put this in the ground ahead of the last frost date, I wouldn't have to worry about trapping some extra heat, but I need to do that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the bottom out of this clear jug, and I'm also going to create a point where I can stake through this, and I'll do that next. So let's start with cutting out the bottom. And then make this easy because most of them have a horizontal ridge line all the way around the bottom, and you can just trace through that, and that's what I will do. Just be careful if you're cutting towards yourself. Okay. So that's the part that's going to go right over the top of the plant. Now, I could stake through this part right here because you typically don't leave this on. That can actually cook this plant, especially in the daytime. You probably want to remove this in the daytime because too much heat can be trapped in here. But if you want to play it safe at night, you can go ahead and put that lid on. And the reason why I want to create an entry point over in the handle is in case I have that option. I can still have this anchored to the ground and provide that top as well. So I'll cut a hole in the top of the handle. Okay, now I can place that over the top. The lid is still on. I can run the stake through without hurting the plant. And that should be sufficient for anchoring this in place. So if you want to play it safe and really anchor this down, just bring some more soil around the edge. And then again, be sure in the daytime either to remove this entirely or at least the top for venting because a lot of heat gets trapped in here and you don't want to cook your tender plants either. Row covers are an indispensable tool in the garden for 2 main reasons. First, to keep pests off your plants, and second, to capture a little bit of extra warmth. And sometimes these are referred to as frost blankets, particularly when they are a thicker weave. But the key to using the row cover as a way to capture additional warmth is to be sure that the fabric goes all the way down around the perimeter, because what you really need to do is trap that warmth coming off the soil. So if you have exposed areas, that's not going to be as effective. And the other good thing about a row cover is it keeps the frost off of your plants as well. So there are a couple important reasons why row covers work so well when you're trying to extend the season and protect your plants from the cold. Now, if you want to take your season extension up a notch, you want to use polytunnels. They're also called low tunnels or mini hoop houses. Now, the difference between row cover and a polytunnel is you're using thick plastic for the polytunnel, typically 4 mil or 6 mil thick. And that's going to buy you an extra 1 or 2 growing zones further south. and that's going to really make a difference. But again, the key is to make sure that that plastic goes all the way around the perimeter of your bed and it's secured to the soil, however you want to do that, with bricks or stones or boards, but just make sure you have a good seal all the way around to trap that soil heat. And you're also going to get the heat coming in from the sun, and that's really going to make a difference. But again, on those marginally cool days, keep an eye on what's going on inside, because you could end up cooking your plants. Now, the beauty of the Polytunnel is that you can really get some extra protection from snow load if you use the metal hoops. And there are tools available to help you bend those tubes in a very consistent way. A cold frame like this is another great way to extend the growing season, and it traps a lot of heat. So you could literally grow leafy crops all the way through wintertime, even in the coldest regions, because so much heat can be trapped from, again, the soil radiating from beneath and then the sun coming through the translucent cover and providing a lot of extra heat. In fact, a cold frame can hold so much heat that in the daytime you probably want to vent it and lift it up, or at least provide some spacing. But it's amazing how much you can grow inside of a cold frame, and they don't have to be complicated or sophisticated. This one was made with scrap pieces I had around the house, and I didn't spend a penny. I had some thick plastic and some scrap lumber, put it all together. It took me about an hour and a half in total, and this is one productive cold frame.